1:30, we got a quorum. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is to receive the minutes, changes, comments. Do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to receive the minutes from the May 4th, 2023 meeting.
Got a motion and wait a minute. Mine says May 4. Yeah. We can go back to April 20th. It was a good meeting.
Sorry.
You can share mine. Okay, we do have a motion and a second. Cast your votes.
Just give me a spare.
Okay.
On the second.
So we need to do a voice vote for this item. Mr. Voorhees?
Yes.
Asbury's absent. Mr. Noble?
Aye.
Mr. Sita is absent. Mr. Udi? All approved.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is continuance, request withdrawals. I think we have several today.
So we have item number 16, BOA 15375. We have that deferred till June 1. Item number 17, case number 15361, deferred till June 15th. And then I have 3 new requests. Item number 3, case number 15384, till June 1. Item number 4, case number 15370, deferred till July 20th. And item number 9, case number 15379, the applicant wants to withdraw.
Okay. We've got 4 items for continuance. Items 16, 17, 3, 4. Is there anybody here that wanted to speak on those? All right, we have a motion to continue those 4.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to accept the continuance requests and withdrawals as read.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Cast your votes. Okay, cast your votes. Looks like 3 of us said yes. Okay. Are there any requests by any applicants in the audience to continue their item? Requests by the public? I don't see a consent docket, so Cindy, you want to call the first one?
Item number 1, case number 15374 is a request of Amax Signs on behalf of Janet Buchanan and Robert Ballman, DDS, for a variance to sign regulations located in the O2 General Office District, located at 6532 North May Avenue.
Okay, is the applicant here?
Yes, I'm Dr. Bauman. I'm here to request a variance for signage.
Give us your name and address and then tell us about it.
Sure. Robert Bauman, address 6532 North May.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your applications, please.
We're a dental office, and we've been at this location for 33 years. We have 5 practicing dentists and 5 practicing hygienists in the building, and a staff of 21. I've owned the building since 1989. The sign that we're asking the variance for has been there since 1989. We're just asking basically to refurbish it and shrink it by 10 to 12% in size and make it look more modern, hopefully enhancing the neighborhood and enhancing the street environment. The sign was damaged by hail, I think, a year ago, and the top part of it needs to be removed because of that damage, and then we're going to fix the borders, paint the sign.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
Just, I guess, clarification maybe from staff, the height of the sign in the new sign code could be maximum of 8 foot tall. Is that what we're?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that statement.
I was just asking staff if the current maximum height is maximum of 8 foot. And so I just want to know what maybe.
Sarah Welch, Planning Department. In the existing zoning O2, in the existing sign code, yes, a freestanding sign is 100 square feet and 8 feet maximum. But like he mentioned, this one is replacing one with a smaller sign than currently exists today.
Okay. I don't have anybody signed up on this one. Does anybody want to address this application? Okay. Nothing else? I think we're ready for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15374 for a sign variance, a variance to the sign regulation.
Second?
Got a motion and a second. Cast your votes. You're approved.
So I'm approved for the variance?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much.
Item number 2, case number 15383 is an application for a special exception of Dolly Jane Priest to allow a mobile home to serve as a temporary second dwelling to relieve a medical hardship in the AA Agricultural District located at 10,000 Southwest 44th Street.
Give us your name and address and tell us about your application, please.
Hi, my name is Eric Riggs. My address is 10132 Southwest 44th Street of Mustang, Oklahoma. I'm looking to place a mobile home for the medical hardship of my grandmother, Dolly Priest. Her health is declining, and I currently live over 30 minutes away from her with my wife, or partnered with my wife. So looking to just get a little closer to her. Even though it's in the agricultural district, the Turnpike kind of put a crunch on building a home there. We had it zoned out prior to the Turnpike to be 10 acres to put a home there eventually, but with the Turnpike coming in, I now have to settle for a mobile home.
Any questions or comments from the board? Let's see, nobody signed up to speak on this one. Anybody in the audience want to address this one? If there's nothing else, I think we're ready for a motion.
The location of the mobile home from
Yes,
the
sir.
house,
From the house is 75 yards.
and it's just basically
It-
straight
well,
across from it.
Yeah, it's straight across in the field. It's not 75 yards, excuse me, 75 feet.
Is your intention just to have this in place just for the duration of taking care of her, or is this
Yes,
something
sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So it's going to stay mobile, you're not going to?
Yeah, so it'll stay a mobile home. I know there were the 3-year terms to it for the medical hardship, so hoping to possibly extend that one if time need be, but yes.
So you'd have to come back again to reapply, I think, if it was longer than 3 years.
3 years,
Is-
correct.
Is 3 years the maximum, or what's the minimum? 1 year?
I think we can do 1, 2, or 3. Okay.
3? Okay. With that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15383 to allow a temporary second dwelling for a mobile home.
Second?
A motion and seconds. Cast your votes. You're approved.
Thank you so much, guys.
Item number 3 was continued. Also, item number 4 was continued. Item number 5 is case number 15372, an application for special exception of Julissa, Valdez, and Lawrence Greench to allow home sharing at 2608 Northwest 31st Street.
Renewal. We don't get that.
Give us your name and address and tell us about your application, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Julissa Valdez. Address is 2608 Northwest 31st Street in Oklahoma City. I'm asking for to renew my special exception for home sharing. I have done it for 1 year. Last year was approved for 1 year, and so I'm asking for a 3-year renewal this time if possible. Really enjoyed hosting guests and would like to continue. It is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath property, max of 6 guests, at least a 2-day minimum for renting. I have done the no street parking, like the off-street parking from last year. They told me to do that, so I'll make sure that they've done that. And I live across the street, so I keep a good eye on everything, and we've had no issues, and our neighbors, and I think my neighbors have sent that they have been they've been good and approved the renewal.
Questions, comments?
And I don't think there's any protests, so
I don't have anybody signed up to speak against this. Anybody in the audience wants to address this one? Okay.
it sounds like you ran a good business. Your neighbors aren't here to protest, and so I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, the one letter that was in the package was one of support, so yeah, that makes it an easy decision for me, so I support it.
Yep. Okay.
With that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15372 for special exemption as meets the statutory requirement for a special exception.
Second?
How many years you want to go on this?
3 years.
3?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, motion and a second. Cast your votes. You're approved for 3.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Item number 6, case number 15371, is a special exception of Heath, Olinger to allow home sharing at 1609 Northwest 43rd Street.
Give us your name and address and
I'm Brandy Gober on behalf of Heath Olinger. The address is 1609 Northwest 43rd Street. We are asking this is our first time asking for a special exception for home sharing license for this property. We will abide by all rules, no street parking, quiet hours between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 6 guest maximum. Check-in time is 10 a.m. I'm sorry, 3 p.m. Checkout time is 10 a.m.
Questions or comments from the board?
Do you own the property, or are you managing the property?
Heath Olinger owns it. I'm Heath's personal assistant.
Is it currently being rented?
There's been a long-term guest there for about 6 months.
Okay. There's no protest, I don't believe.
Nobody signed up to speak against you. Is anybody in the audience wants to address this? Nope, okay.
And
Ready?
the quiet hours are good. I think the number of guests are appropriate. You said this is your first one, and you've got it listed kind of, the wording was indefinite on the approval, but it's typically a 1 year for the first time is what
Yes,
we've been doing.
yes. He owns a very great property management company in Dallas. He has over 350 properties in Dallas that he manages, that we have registered. Everything's good on them. So, yeah.
Okay, and so what we're saying is that we're gonna give you a 1 year
Yes,
today, and we do that, just the neighbors on either side of you haven't had a short-term renter, so
Yeah.
we'll just protect them. So with that, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15371 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules and a 1 year exception.
Okay,
Motion and a second. Cast your votes. Okay, you're approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 7, case number 15373 is a special exception of Gorilla Ventures to allow home sharing at 2605 Northwest 38th Street.
Is the applicant here? All right, let's just move this to the end and see if they're late.
Item number 8, application of special exception of Oklahoma Property Investments to allow home sharing at 3816 Northwest 20th Street.
William Perez with Milton Honey Realty. Our office address is 6801 Broadway Extension, Suite 200.
All right, tell us a little bit about your application.
It is just going to be a short-term rental. It's 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. We're due 4 guests max, no more than 14 days. Quiet hours after 9 o'clock.
Okay. Questions, comments from the board?
Mr. Perez,
Yes.
for your quiet hours, can we have 9 PM to,
Yeah, 9 a.m.
okay, 9 PM to 9 AM?
Yes.
And then a 1 year exception? That's
Yes,
your first.
that works.
And I don't have anybody signed up to speak on this one. Is anybody in the audience wants to address this application? Ready for a motion then?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15385 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules for a 1 year exception.
Thank you.
Oh, wait a minute, we need to vote.
Oh, my bad.
You're almost
I
there.
was about to, yes.
Motion is second, cast your votes. Now you're approved.
All right, thank you.
Okay, item number 9 was withdrawn by the applicant. Item number 10, case number 15380 for Jeremy Howell on behalf of Gerald and Kimberly Wilson to allow home sharing at 1702 Northeast 8th Street.
Yeah, Jeremy Howe. Office is 36 West Memorial Road in Oklahoma City. I am today playing catch-up here with properties I had. That's our last one for Lottie, and I learned about the whole home sharing thing. So this first house is, over by Medical. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath house. I think all these should, last one I was here, the whole quiet hours thing, these all should be updated like 10 to 8. I'm pretty sure I did it last time I was here. It's a duplex, and we have actually 3 on this one street. We only have half of one side. So it's 3 different houses,
Okay.
or 3 different duplex units. It's like, we got 3 on this list today for this one street. This is the first one.
So this property, you're the property manager, right?
Yeah, all these are arbitrage. I have a landlord I rent from, and then I have permission from them to lease out.
Okay,
And it's the same person for all 3 of these.
right. And so this one has a long-term renter on one side and the
Yes,
other
sir.
side.
Yeah,
Gonna
all
go
these
short-term.
do, yeah.
Okay, anything else from the board?
What's that?
He was asking if there's anything else from us.
Oh.
Just on the application, it just says quiet hours after 10, just 10 to 8 a.m.
Oh, I'll change that, yeah. The rest
We'll
of
just
it should say 8.
read it into the record and
Yeah,
it'll be done.
absolutely, yeah, for sure.
I know the driveway's big enough to handle 4 cars plus the garage, so
Yeah, we keep the garages open, so
as
you
long as
think,
no on-street parking.
no, sir. No. There's an empty lot around the corner, and we have a lot of crews that stake these houses, a lot of them. Like, it's like over half, usually like guys building Sonics or working on metal buildings, and there's like an empty lot in the street on the corner. We'll let them park there, and they can walk back if they have a big truck or something. That's what we've done in the past. Yeah, right there on that Reverend J.A. Reed Avenue. If you guys want us to, we can stop doing that, but that's what we've done in the past, so no one's complained or anything.
I don't have anybody signed up on this one. Is there anybody in the audience wants to address this application? Okay.
With that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15380 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the as self-imposed rules with quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. For a 1-year term.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. I don't have a voting panel, so I vote yes. Okay, you're approved.
Item number 11, case number 15381, a special exception of Jeremy Howe on behalf of Gerald and Kimberly Wilson to allow home sharing at 1710 Northeast 8th Street.
They're identical to 1202, I mean, use the same floor plans too.
Okay.
And this property is just for one side again?
Yeah, we don't have both sides of any of them. We can't do that intentionally with the landlord. So all these are just one side.
And the other side, the long-term renter?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the one to the right with the door open, that's the long-term renter. We're on the left.
And I don't have anybody signed up on this one either. Is there anybody in the audience wants to address this application? Okay, I think we're ready for a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15381 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules and quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. and for a term of 1 year.
Second.
Motion and a second, cast your vote. There we go. You're approved.
Item number 12, case number 15376, Application for special exception of Jeremy Howell on behalf of Abby and Hunter Denton to allow home sharing at 735 Northwest 30th Street, Apartment 6.
These are all arbitraged, one-bed apartments we've had for a while. We've got 3 that I rent from the Dentons, and so it's they're all the same too. And there's 12 units total in this building.
So there's 12 units in that building, and how many units in the other?
Well, it's in both. There's 10.
So 12 units, and I think I read there's 16 parking spots. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But there's 10 in that first building where I'm at, and the building to the right, there's 4. Those are all 2 bedrooms. We don't have any of those. We just have on that one side, but there's 10 total 1 bedrooms and 4 2 bedrooms. It'd be 14, but.
So how many cars are you allowing per unit, since there's,
It hasn't really come up. I don't know if it's in my description, but no one's ever had more than 1 or 2 cars. It's usually just one person traveling. And we get a lot of 1 month, 2 month stays there. But I can specify in the description if you guys want me to, like, 1 or 2 cars max, but it's not come up to be an issue yet for me.
A little tricky, you said it's 12 units in the building on the left?
10. No, it's not.
I see the 8 doors.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so there is, I guess there's 8.
So maybe 12 units total,
There's
8 on
total,
that
yeah,
side
2
and
doors
then
in
4 on
front
the
there,
2.
then on the ends, there's doors on the right.
Okay,
you're
so then
right.
it'd be 16 parking spaces for 12 units, which is
Correct.
a little better. And you have how many of these total?
We have 3.
Okay.
There's 4 there. Number 5 is owned and done by the Dentons. I just manage it for them. I think they already had their license for that one.
Okay.
It's Unit 5, but we manage it for them. But it's their listing under their account.
And they own this parking lot privately?
Yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't have much to-
and would you be accepted to just have 1 car per unit?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll put that in listing.
Okay, I think putting that in the record will
Yep.
help.
I don't have anybody signed up on this one. Anybody want to address this application? Okay. Okay, I guess we're ready.
With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15376 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules with quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. with 1 car max per unit and a 1-year term.
Second?
Okay, motion and a second. Cast your votes. Approved.
Item number 13, case number 15377, application for special exception of Jeremy Howell on behalf of Abby and Hunter Denton to allow home sharing, 735 Northwest 30th, Apartment 9.
It's just unit number 9. Yeah. And I'll change all of them to say 1 car, including number unit 5, the Dentons. I'll change that one too.
Nobody here to
Anything from the
speak?
board? And again, I don't have anybody signed up on this one. Does anybody want to speak? Okay, I think we're ready for a motion.
With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15377 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exemption with the self-imposed rules as read, 1 car per unit, quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., and for a term of 1 year.
Got a motion and a second. Cast your votes. Okay, you're approved.
Item number 14, case number 15378, an application for special exception of Jeremy Howe on behalf of Abby and Hunter Denton to allow home sharing at 735 Northwest 30th Street, Apartment 10.
The last one on the apartments. And our plan is to keep the rest of them long-term, just keep it balanced.
And no one here to speak on this one?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15378 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules, quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., 1 car per unit, and a 1-year term.
Second?
Motion and a second, so cast your votes. You're approved.
Item number 15, case number 15382, an application for special exception of Jeremy Howe on behalf of Kimberly Wilson Bypass Trust to allow home sharing at 1712 Northeast 8th Street.
This is our third duplex on that street, from the very end.
Okay.
Anyone here to
I
speak?
don't have anybody signed up on this one either. Guess we're ready.
With that, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15382 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exception with the self-imposed rules with quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. and for a term of 1 year.
I've just got one question to clarify. Mine has a maximum guest count of 8 on this. Is that considering the other?
No, it should be 10.
Oh. This one side is 4 bedrooms?
They're all 4 bedrooms. My office girl did this. She might fill it out wrong. Every house on the street's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. 702 has a half bath also, so it's 2 bed and 2.5 bath. That's the only difference.
This one, the maximum is 8.
Yeah. It's supposed to be 8?
I think I thought it was 10, but
I think they're all 8.
they're all 8. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she did the thing for me, so I don't even look at these things.
Yeah.
Which I think is appropriate anyway. So I'm going to second the motion.
Okay, motion and a second. Cast your votes. All right, you're approved.
Thank you.
And item number 7, our applicant is here, so we're at case number 15373, a special exception of Grillo Ventures LLC to allow home sharing at 2605 Northwest 38th Street.
Give us your name and address, and then tell us a little bit about your application, please.
I'm sorry.
Name and address.
Name and address. And then-
Teresa Grillo. My permanent address is 4020 Northwest 22nd Street.
All right, tell us a little bit about your application, please.
I'm looking to put a home share application for this property at 2605 Northwest 38th Street. We've put extensive upgrades to it, landscaping outside to make it look nice for the neighborhood, and we're asking permission to allow it to be home shared.
Is there anyone here to speak?
Nobody signed up to speak on this one.
There are protests on this. I don't know if you've received that or not from
I did
staff.
not.
Can get you a copy of that. There's one protest signed by 4 of your neighbors who are in opposition of a home sharing at this location. Are you currently operating this as a home sharing?
Not currently. I didn't know that you needed a license, and when I signed up with Kevin Mears, who's 37th in Maine, he operates, he's my host. He operates almost 100 Airbnbs in that area, and he informed me, it was miscommunication. As soon as we found out, we filled out the applications and started the process.
So you have a property manager, is that what you're saying on this? Okay. And is the house a two-bedroom home?
Yes. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Has a 90-foot driveway, and then we added the additional 20-foot parking pad in the front to assist with off-street parking.
You got any quiet hours for the
We
property?
do. We have quiet hours from 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. We also have, very nicely decorated the inside, so we charge a premium for that spot. We pre-qualify everybody that wants to stay. We make sure we have a driver's license and that they've been vetted through Airbnb. They're informed to park off-street whenever possible, and the designated spots they're made aware of. We also have security, 24-hour security that the guests are aware of. We keep an eye out. No parties are ever allowed. If it seems like there's something that's out of the ordinary, we're monitoring that. Even for the neighborhood for security, we'll call if there's something that seems to be out of place. And anybody that doesn't comply will be immediately, the agreement before they stay is that their stay will be immediately terminated if they don't abide by the rules.
In your self-imposed rules, you say that there's enough parking for 4 cars and there'd be no on-street parking. So.
Correct.
And the only other thing I would ask is, since it is the original application, a 1-year term is what we usually do for that, so.
Will you come back here after a year?
Yes.
Okay.
For a renewal application,
Yeah.
which we don't get very many of.
Yeah. Is there anything else from the board? I don't have anybody signed up to speak on this one. Is there anybody in the audience wants to address this application? Okay, I guess we're ready for a motion then.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve case number 15373 on the basis that it meets the statutory requirement for a special exemption with the self-imposed rules as read for a term of 1 year.
Second.
Motion and a second.
Ms. Grillo, you might get a list of the protests, just so you have those contacts, and that way you can get in touch with those people, and
That would be great.
they can
Thank
help you monitor it, I'm sure.
Thank you. Is this the list? This is the, okay. Okay. Okay.
We're having a little computer problem here.
Okay.
The US dollar will have to be devalued sometime next week.
Go away.
Here we go. We're waiting again.
There we go.
There we go. Motion and a second. Cast your votes. You're approved.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't have any additional items. No board committees, board members' comments. Rita, you're next. Nothing? Citizens to be heard? Sure, come on out.
Thank you, Chairman and the rest of the council. My name's Karen Canfield. I live at 930 Northeast 67th Street, Oklahoma City, Ward 7. I am very concerned about all of the home share permits. I follow a lot of people on Nextdoor. There's a lot of people complaining because they cannot find a place to rent, even homes to buy that they can afford. And I've been kind of following different council meetings, the Planning Commission, Oklahoma City Council, and also this council, and I'm just so disappointed. I think we're actually making it worse by allowing all of these home shares. And I know it sounds great for the, the companies that are buying the homes, or even homeowners that are, renting their homes as a home share, but it's not helping our city. I went to a meeting with the Oklahoma City Police Department and the Hefner Division for the homeless. It's getting pretty dire out there, and people are desperate. And I just wanted to say, please think about what we're doing as a city, because people are hurting. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, do you want to speak? Okay. That's all I've got. Other business? None? I vote we adjourn. Okay. Yeah. Well, if there was one, I'd vote, but I think we can all just walk away and call it adjourn.
Did you adjourn? They need to hear you in the booth. Adjourn.
Oh, we're adjourned.